Hey everyone, Patrick here with Rap 4. It is September 10th, 2012, and this is Monday Night Paintball. Hey, so we got some great videos for you this week. Vanessa's going to be out here explaining some soft goods. We have a user-submitted MKV Weapon of the Week. I went out to Action Paintball Games in Rancho Murrieta, California, and we have some footage of a lucky customer who got to test out the MKV Gamboa. And today, Omar is going to be explaining the First Strike Bolt and how that works with DMAGs. And now it's time for some paintball news and industry trends. So our first story, Derek Williams, the NBA player, he's on the Timberwolves. He was seen at Hollywood Sports Park playing some paintball. Here's some pictures. Now he's joining a list of professional athletes who have played there, including UFC's Anderson Silva and LA Galaxy's David Beckham. Looks like he was having a good time. Now for those of you paintballers who are still in high school, there's a new scholarship out there by Vulcan. It's called the Vulcan International Award, and it's joining a bunch of other paintball scholarships out there, like the Tittman National Scholarship Award, some from NPPL, Planet Eclipse, and CPX Sports. Okay, so it's being put on by Bob Guernsey Paintball Scholarship Awards, and it's designed for paintball youth. It'll be available 2013, so go ahead and apply for it if you are qualified. Now moving on to some of the events around the country, Viper Paintball is putting on an event November 10th and 11th at TXR Paintball in Houston, Texas. It's called Resident Evil Origins. Now it's 26 hours long. It's got a Viper style gameplay. Now Viper has a really cool game setup. It's a lot more intricate than just shooting a guy. You get a lot out of a paintball game. You go to a Viper one. A lot of teamwork. Definitely a lot of teamwork involved in those. He came out and he hosted End War 2. We saw his style of gameplay was extremely dynamic. Highly recommend you go to this. November 10th and 11th, Houston, Texas, TXR Paintball. Now, September 22nd in Harrisonville, Missouri, there's an event being put on by Brother Mercenary Group. It's called Operation Fallen Eagle, and it's at High Performance Paintball. Now let me go over the scenario for you. Following a U.S. aircraft crash landing behind enemy lines, Allied forces are called to locate the downed pilot. Officials lost contact with Private Ryan after he reported taking enemy fire. His status is unknown, and opposing forces in the area are believed to be extremely high. Private Ryan is transporting vital information that would be costly if it fell into the wrong hands, so the mission is to rescue Private Ryan, as Allied forces leave no one behind, while opposing forces will fight to the last man standing. Sounds pretty intense. Highly recommend it. Harrisonville, Missouri, September 22nd. The largest event we have for you today is the 2012 NPPL World Paintball Championship in Las Vegas. Now this is going down October 5th and 7th, and it is going to be a huge event. You don't want to miss this one. Get your team together, go ahead and register. You're going to be competing for the series and season title for all kinds of divisions. So be sure to enter that for your chance at glory. Alright, so last week we did a video on DMAGs and how they work with First Strike rounds, and right now Don Omar is going to explain how the bolts that he mentioned are going to function. Here he is.
Hello and welcome back to Monday Night Paintball. This is our second edition, so answering some questions that we had over the past week about the First Strike and the new bolts that will be necessary for the mag kits and for T68 or any of the platforms that will be using the DMAG. Just to show you kind of how this works, and I did explain a little bit on the last edition, but we're going to get into more detail this time about it. So what we're doing, this is basically a bolt for the T68 series. It's a new bolt. It has a few new features that are very, basically increases the reliability of the bolt and how it operates within the marker. A couple things to look at. You'll see that it has all these serrations on the bolt surface here. The reason those are there are basically to break up any debris that could be jammed inside there. What happens with the T68, the bolt to the bolt chamber, the tolerance is very tight, which is one of the reasons why the T68 has had a high degree of accuracy. But at the same time, if you ever do get a paintball chop inside the chamber, it causes the bolt to seize up in there where you have to take it out and clean it. So what these serrations do, they maintain the high tolerance fit between the bolt and the receiver, but at the same time, if there is any fragments of paint or even the paint fill itself, this will channel it away from it and it will allow it to continue functioning and firing till you have the ability to take it out, clean it. But it does not stop you from playing. You're still able to go out there and continue shooting basically past the chop and moving on. Of course, when you combine the bolt with the lock bolt, the actual chamber chop is virtually eliminated. So I mean, it's just a redundancy that we're adding to it, so it's even more fail-proof. So even if in the event the lock bolt fails on you or anything happens, this will kind of keep it going. Since we are moving on to the D-mags as well, and the first strike rounds or shape projectiles of any kind, which we'll have some more interesting news about shape projectiles in the coming weeks. Something like this, we have a first strike round right here, and the way that this operates is basically when the round is chambered, and the second round, obviously you can't really control this. It's a magazine, the spring, the follower, how it goes on there. So it could be facing slightly up like that. I don't know if you can see that. We'll get a close up here in a few minutes, but something like that. So what would happen with the standard bolt, I'm going to flip this around to simulate a standard bolt because it doesn't have the feature on one side. So as this goes forward, it actually clips the second round, pushes it forward, but because you don't have all this room inside the magazine, the mag well, and the chamber, it will actually break a little piece off of this fin. So as explained in the last edition of Monday Night Paintball, if you do break a fin, it's not necessarily going to chop the round or anything and cause you any goop in there, but what it will do is you just lost some flight stability in the first strike round itself. And again, you're using these to get the best accuracy, the best grouping, and the farthest distance you can get out of a paintball shooting at 300 feet per second. So if you mess or you break a fin or you basically decrease the integrity of this round at all, it will affect your flight performance. So this is the reason why we are implementing these bolts to go on anything that's going to use a D-mag, to have either a cutout, a conical shape, or something, so no matter where the round is, it will not, under any circumstance, catch the next round. So the bolt actually will go over the first strike round, chamber the ball, shoot it, come back, and then the next one, of course, goes up. And that will be seen right here in the bolt face right here. It's just basically a groove cutout that avoids touching that next first strike round. Okay? So again, these will be available for upgrade for any of the T68s. Reason being is that the T68 will have a magwell attachment that you'll be able to place inside these, place onto your T68, replace your bolts, and that way you can have a reliable shooting first strike capable T68, as well as anything new that we're coming out with. Something very similar to this will be available for all of mag kits. Something with a groove undercut like this will be available for any of the inline Tippmann variations. So something like the MK5 for the Tippmann A5 will have something very similar to this. So will the Tippmann 98 or any of the 98 line. Kind of go like with the Alpha Black, Project Salvo. All of these share the same type of bolt, therefore they'll have this type of system. For something like the Phenom that was not developed for first strike rounds or shape rounds of any kind, we need to overcome these limitations by making a new bolt that has the bolt faces prepared for the first strike round, so it does not clip the next round as it goes up. So of course we are looking definitely to manufacture that, having that ready at the same time of the release date of D-mags, the magwells, and we're also in contact with a few of the favorite aftermarket accessory makers to possibly make a bolt for us. That way you get the best out of an increase in feet per second, and basically everything that all these aftermarkets have bolts have done for the past. So again, stay tuned. We'll show you much more about that as the bolts come in. We can show you how they operate. Here we can kind of simulate it, how it goes on there, but again, I think my manual representation did it a little bit earlier. So if the round is twisted, it basically clears the next round. It just never has contact with the round right there, and that's what allows it to shoot all the rounds in the magazine without having any complications. Okay, now again looking into the Takamo MKP2 kit. I wanted to show you this a little bit closer. Last edition I kind of just was holding it. So this is the receiver itself. Again, very few changes to the previous or the first generation. Why? Because we're still maintaining all the accessories that you can use on the Phenom. So we opted to keep it very similar to the first design, definitely improving in a few areas that we saw that definitely could use some improvement. The internals are completely redesigned. They're redesigned so it's for easy insertion of the core, removal, and also just basically easier to polish if you were going to go ahead and polish the internals, but definitely very good modifications done to this, as well as the rear area for the air adapters. Before it used to be a little bit hard to remove something like our Flexi air adapter system. Now it's very simple to do so, and so other features are coming up with this as well. Alright, that concludes this Monday Night Paintball, at least for my part. See you next time.
This past Saturday, I went out to Action Paintball Games in Rancho Murrieta, California, and I brought this. This is the MKV Gamboa. Now, this is a weapon of the week that was submitted by Derek Gamboa, one of our customers, on our Facebook page. So one lucky customer, I approached him, asked if he wanted to test it out. He said absolutely, and here's what we got.
All right, so what's your name, man?
Yeah, I'm Chris Grable.
Hey, so have you ever shot MagFed before?
No, I haven't.
Haven't? Cool. Well, we're going to test that out today, aren't we?
Yeah. Test this out real quick.
Cool,
play
man.
Defense. See how it works.
Yeah, you like to play defense?
Yeah.
It'd be perfect with a sniper rifle like that.
Yeah.
Sweet. So that's an MKV, so that was a Tippmann. Actually, that one was a BT4. We converted to be MagFed. We're going to go out there and see how it works. Cool. All right.
Determination that is incorruptible. From the other side of terror to behold annihilation, but beyond the boilable. Every broken enemy will know that their opponent cannot be invincible. Take a last look around while you're alive. I'm an indestructible master of war.
All right, man. So you just finished one game of Capture the Flag using Takamo MKV, decked out like an AK sniper. What do you think?
Pretty realistic. I mean, reloading like an M16, pop it in, works pretty well. Magazine's a little low, but not bad. Shoots straight. Didn't have any problems with the shooting.
Yeah, we're out here playing against guys with hoppers that got a little. They were spraying at you, and you were picking your shots, right?
Yeah, they kind of moved in on me, and coming from both angles.
Yeah.
Might have to carry some more ammo, I think, with me, but.
Yeah, get some more magazines. Get one of those box magazines.
Yep.
Cool, man. Well, hey, thanks for participating today. You have a good time?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good weapon system.
Last week we brought up the topic of discussion of brightly colored paintball guns. Now in California they're trying to pass a bill to make all paintball guns, airsoft guns, BB guns be like neon colors for safety reasons. Now you guys went on our Facebook page and discussed it and gave us your opinions. And this week our topic of discussion are malicious headshots. Now this topic was brought up by a customer by the name of Nicholas Mathers, who went on our Facebook page and brought it up. Nicholas thinks that a lot of headshots out there aren't necessary, that they're malicious, that they're from too close of range, there's too many of them, and that people can be getting hurt and injured because of them. So we're going to bring this up as a discussion for you guys to talk about. Do you think that headshots, especially at close range, are malicious, or do you think that they're just part of the game? Go to our Facebook page, it's facebook.com/rap4USA, and let us know what you think. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Now if you have anything else you'd like us to talk about, remember this is your show. So just go to our Facebook page, it's facebook.com/rap4USA, and let us know what you want to hear about. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.